Okay, we had a sailing vessel, 33 foot, taking on water, approximately 200 yards off the shore. Our plan was to take a pump and initially put the rescue swimmer down using a harness deployment, swim to the vessel and determine what our next course of action would be.
Typically we'll have a boat or there'll be another source that can help tow it out. But again, with the sea state, that wasn't going to be possible.
We lower the rescue swimmer down, he gets in the water, and he just swims to the vessel. He swims to the vessel, assesses the situation. It's the sailing vessel is rocking left and right. It's a lot more dangerous down there than what it looks like from the air.
As soon as I saw the sailboat, it was a smaller sail vessel, 30 feet long, the mast about 40 feet, and it was rocking back and forth violently.
One of the factors that complicated the mission was that this was their primary home. Everything they had, memories were all in this sailboat. Possessions, everything, pets, everything.
It was their home. They did not want to leave the vessel if at all possible. We initially were going to try to get a pump on board, but the vessel was just moving way too erratically. So we wanted to make sure that they got off the vessel safely, and the only way to do that was with the plan that we executed.
There was no possible way to get me on the boat at this time. We'd realized that, so we were no longer able to save the property. Now with the close perspective, I also understood the significance of the situation and knew we needed to get the people off.
At the point when they told me water was penetrating the cabin and they told me the waves they were taking were pretty severe, I basically told them the game plan. One person at a time. We're going to have the rescue swimmer basically move down in front of the vessel. It's going to have a float with him, a strap, and one at a time jump in. What happened the first time was the lady who was going to go first, she got scared and she didn't do it. So we actually had to pick the swimmer up again, reposition, and on the second time she did go and she did jump in the water.
It is my job to train and perform in heavy seas for upwards to 30 minutes. I had already been in the water 30 minutes and I still had no survivor to show for. So it was getting exhausting and very, very frustrating at this point.
Fuel was becoming an issue. I went and I landed on the beach each time. The rescue swimmer carries a radio with him, and I told him, when you're ready for us, you just call me on the radio, we're gonna come back and get you.
Once I was in the water, I was just gasping for air between waves through my snorkel, and I knew I didn't want to be that guy that didn't get the job done. So I continued swimming. I made another approach around the vessel, at which point I saw the woman and I had instructed her to jump towards me. This time she did without question. After being lowered back into the water with no break in between, it was tiring, but that's where my training took over. All my years of conditioning, everything took over. I was able to make it to the vessel, get the man, get control of the man, vector the helicopter back in and put him in the basket.
This was probably the most challenging case I've been on, as far as, you're getting thrown these curveballs at you. So, and when it's all done and you achieved it, you get a lot of satisfaction knowing that, wow, all this training, everything we do paid off, and we achieved our goal and saved 2 lives.
This case, probably the most challenging search and rescue case I've ever been a part of. It definitely reinstated the need for training, standardization, all the things that we do all the time.
It really put it in perspective. It was a very rewarding feeling and sad at the same time. But seeing the boat destroyed, sunken, washed ashore, and knowing, having been in the water that night, no chance of swimming to the beach, it was a good feeling to know that we had saved 2 lives.